Hey guys, Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and it's been a little bit since I talked about the next generation of consoles and played a little Call of Duty, so I thought I'd do that today. Sit down, get comfortable, here we go! One thing you'll notice about this gameplay is there's a guy, I think he's about to be in front of me, this guy I think, Teletub Man, who runs around. I don't know if he's a lover or a hater, but what he does is he knifes me constantly and he shoots me with his gun, which puts me on the minimap, and I guess he tries to ruin my game, or maybe he's just trying to get my attention. Either way, it's hard to play Call of Duty when you get that kind of attention, but it happens all the time, and whatever. If you didn't want any attention, Woody, you shouldn't have put 2,000 videos on YouTube, but I thought I did pretty well, considering, the obstacles that I faced in the game. Back on topic. The Xbox has increased the speed of their GPU, the thing that handles the graphics, by something like 5 to 7%. There are two ways that people make chips faster. One way is to make the chips a little smarter for every clock cycle, right? And that's what they call it, right? So these things do something like, a million instructions per second, and you can make each one of those instructions more valuable than it was before. So let's use a simplified example. I can say, look, Johnny over here knows how to add, and Samantha over here knows how to multiply. Well, Johnny doesn't know how to multiply. So instead what he does when you need the answer to 5 times 5 is he goes 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And, we'll call that 5 clock cycles. And before long, he adds them all up, and he can do the equivalent of multiplication. He's just a little slower at it. Whereas Samantha says 5 times 5, boom, you've got your answer. We'll call that 2 clock cycles. Now, that's not a perfect example because all these things know multiplication, but the general concept of being able to do something more complicated or something better or something more in one clock cycle is a way in which these things get faster. They can also get faster by transmitting more answers and loading up data faster for every clock cycle. That's the bandwidth, the bus width. But what Microsoft did was the third choice, which is they made each clock cycle quicker. So instead of changing the GPU entirely and changing it from something that maybe can now do multiplication, hypothetically, they just made it add faster. And like I said, it can multiply, but whatever. Instead of having more instructions to it, they just have it go more times per second. And it's something like 5 to 7% faster. And because I'm, kind of a nerd guy, a lot of people have asked me what my opinion on it is. And I think it's good, but it's not really a game changer. When I did performance tuning on applications, as a general rule of thumb, if we could make something 20% faster, then customers would notice it. Less than that, and the difference is really subtle. People don't really notice. And while it's there, and it's quicker, and you can measure it as being quicker, don't expect people to be like, wow, I see your update. At 5% faster, the difference is imperceptible. Now, gamers perceive a lot of small things, right? Differences in frame rate that moviegoers would never pay attention to become really, really critical when you're this hyper-focused type of gamer thing, right? Gamers go into a game and they jump on every ledge, they turn over every rock, they observe every tiny thing about a game and, really, really, really focus on the minutia involved. So while perhaps, a 5% difference in my background, which is a lot of web apps and stuff in business systems, isn't a big difference. A 5% to 7% difference on the Xbox might be more noticeable just because of the way gamers notice small things. And I think it's generally agreed upon that in the current gen, the 360 and the PS3, COD runs better. But if you were to hand it to a casual person, they would tell you they're exactly the same. They can't tell the difference. It's not until you spend a lot of time in the game and get really sensitive to small differences that people really notice. I also think, by the way, that's part of lag. That people complain about lag more and more than they ever did before. And I have this theory that it's because they're better and they're able to detect it more so than they used to be. When I played COD 4, and I lost a gunfight, I didn't really know if I was supposed to win that gunfight. I didn't know, now you sort of know, oh, I got 4 shots on target. I saw them. I'm able to pick up on these things that happen in sub-seconds, and you get that. And if you have a lot of time in COD, you're the same way. But back in COD 4, I won some, I lost some. I never quite knew why things were going well or why things going poorly. That was where I first learned to play. it's not until you get really experienced that you notice small differences. So maybe the small difference on the Xbox will help, but maybe it won't. One thing that Xbox is doing that I really, really like is now they're including that headset. The Xbox headset, not to rip on the poor PS4, but the Xbox headset, I have a preference for it over the little dongle thing, like the one earbud style that's coming with the PS4. And it wasn't going to be bundled in. But then when the PS4 did bundle their stuff in, I feel like Microsoft was forced to match the quality that the PS4 was bringing out there. So they did, and they started bundling in the headset. The Xbox has a culture of people talking to each other, right? There's sometimes teamwork, and it's just, you know, whereas like on PC, for example, if you hear somebody chattering, it's like, knock it off, stop it. We're all focused on the game. Nobody wants to hear your voice. On the Xbox, if someone were to like do call outs or something, then, you know, friends get made, and there's more of a culture of speaking on the Xbox. And I think it's because a headset, even a cheap one, shipped with every unit. And to me, it was a huge mistake. Look at this, Lucky. They're just away. And I think they're both defends. Yeah, so they're extra points. So they were about to make a huge mistake by not enabling the headsets, not shipping them with the Xbox, and having so many people with no voice whatsoever. But they changed their mind, and now they're going to bundle it in there. They did an Xbox unboxing video recently, and there really wasn't much to expect. And one thing I don't like that the Xbox did is they included like this big ugly power brick kind of thing, and the PS4 doesn't do that. And I have to wonder, like, why can't they get a power supply in there? The unit is bigger than the PS4, and it has a power, like, external power brick, whereas the PS4 is smaller and it has the power supply inside. Why was PS4 able to do that when the Xbox wasn't? You know, one guess would be they don't want red rings of death this time. You know, that they're really taking all that heat producing stuff and keeping it outside the console because they don't want to mess around with any trouble. But that's just a guess. In general, on the next gen consoles, so I'll say this now, and I want you to know I reserve the right to change my mind later. You know, well, one thing about saying things and having it recorded is it's like you're set with that opinion forever. But I feel like the gap between consoles was too long, and they enabled PC gaming to kind of exist in there. And I don't know, like the fact that I have a PC and I do gaming on it, it makes me less excited than the next gen of consoles than I otherwise would have been, because they should have come out earlier. You know, they shouldn't have let the gap to PC gaming get so big that so many guys have switched over and given it a try. And now that PCs are even better than the next gen Xbox are going to be, I just stop. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I wanted a new console 2 years ago. And now I'm stuck with this, and you know, Woody, damn it. So that was a reference to the gameplay, but yeah, they waited. They think that getting 10 years out of a console is a virtue. And to me, this is an electronics device. It's kind of like a PC. If I told you my phone was designed to last 10 years, you'd be like, no, dude, update your freaking smartphone. You've fallen so far behind the alternatives that, you know, now I'm mad at you. And that's how I feel about the consoles to some extent. Like you've fallen so far behind, you know, some of the other gameplay places that now you don't have my exclusive attention anymore. And there it is. But then, like I said, you know, don't hold me to this one idea, this feeling that I have right now, and act as if I can never change it. Maybe come Christmas time, as I start seeing new consoles, I'm going to be totally excited. I'm excited about some of the games that are coming out for it, and that'll be a really cool thing. So, good stuff, man. Good stuff. It's a good time. A lot of people have asked me lately if, like, Minecraft is going to take over my channel. Like, are you becoming a Minecraft channel? And no. I've been trying to add more games to my channel forever. This guy's still shooting me and knifing me. But I've been trying to add more games to my channel forever, and I feel like not everybody notices, right? Like, I put Borderlands on. People don't know. I'm still a COD channel. I played Minecraft, you know, for over a year now. Still a COD channel. I play Assassin's Creed. I play Warcraft. Still a COD channel. I play Minecraft again, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, Woody, you're not playing COD anymore. And it's like, dude, I've been more than just COD for some time now. It's I think you're just noticing because it's been a couple days in a row. But having a good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a good day.